do comedy, and obviously not just Las Vegas. Obviously talking about Meet the Parents. So
I know he's so amazing. I know people have kind of been rough on him for the past few years, saying that he sold out or whatever. First of all, he's freaking Robert De Niro. He can never stop, in my opinion. But he's equal parts funny and dramatic, and it's so hard to be both of those kind of acting forms, because you're either a comedic actor or a dramatic actor, and he's the first actor who really started the whole thing where you really physically transform, with like Raging Bull and all these epic roles, and everyone kind of getting blown away here recently, and absolutely there have been like Christian Bale, some amazing transformations, but the person who was really heralded all of that was Robert De Niro. So you always have to respect what he did for the art form.
Christian Bale. Of course,
you don't like Christian Bale?
Oh, I didn't say that, but I was gonna say we all remember his little we'll call it rant when he got mad at one of the grips on set of the Batman movie.
That was very funny. We all have our bad moments. Obviously, I haven't, thankfully had someone tape or be upset or get to the point where I have that kind of thing. But I think anytime you're like a really intense person like he is, obviously stuff like that's bound to happen. Unfortunately for him, it ended up on tape.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're right. It was really funny, but it's like, oh my god. And
there's a lot of stress.
Yeah, no kidding. And so I was thinking about that, I do like it, but I was like, wow, I was like, he's a lucky, he probably lost a few fans because of that.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I mean, I've come to kind of expect, if an actor doesn't exhibit those kind of behaviors, I'm more surprised by that actually these days than someone, going nuts or whatever. Well, not that he's nuts. I'm just saying,
yes.
Wrong with your temper.
No, very true indeed. And just a couple more music things, and we'll get back to Ben with your blogs. I just want, because these are more, I guess. One of them is more kind of funny and thinking like why, and but apparently Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses, his ex-wife is selling love letters in a wedding video. Why anybody would want to see that or even want them is beyond me. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, I was 10 when the first Guns N' Roses album came out, Appetite for Destruction, which, regardless of what a jerk Axl Rose is, that album is still one of the best albums of all time. And to see what he's become now, and you kind of learn more and more about what a stand-up guy Axl Rose is. And now, like, I can't imagine wanting to buy these things at all. I just kind of saw that. It's like, oh, really? And it seems like more and more now we're getting more and more whiners and complainers, and as far as like stars, music stars go, and it's starting to get a little annoying because it really gets me that people still like these people just for the stuff they've been doing. And of course, one of the biggest ones being Kanye West. I mean, I've never really liked his stuff to begin with, but I'm done hearing about the news. I'm done with him canceling these concerts and saying like, no, the Instagram's good, and no, not everybody looks as good as my wife, and put this up. Well, she's Kim Kardashian, like, big deal. Like, I mean, like, so you put a half nude photo on Instagram. How like, like, how many people aren't gonna look at that? At least guys. I mean, you got to think of it that way too, right? And
absolutely.
And like, they're saying, I saw an article the other day saying, the Yeezus tour is kicking off again. I was like, oh, great, like, so go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the reason the Yeezus tour was postponed, my personal theory and opinion is that they were not selling enough tickets, and so he was, getting smaller locations or whatever. I don't think that anyone, I think his popularity is really going down. Unfortunately, the reason it feels like he is just so much in the news right now is because he's with Kim Kardashian, and the Kardashians practically own the E! News network, and if you follow E! News, which is a huge source for entertainment news, they literally write about him every single day, numerous times, and they make you feel like more people are interested in him, and it's just because he now, by association, owns the E! News network, and they're just spewing. It's like going to the Kanye West channel and having all Kanye West news all the time. It's not because everyone loves Kanye West, because he controls everything on that network.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those guys getting a little fed with sing. And the other one, thankfully, we haven't seen much for lately, is Courtney Love. And that's just one person that's just gotta just knock it off. And like, people, like, I for one, I'm sick about reading all the things she's doing. It's like, all right, this is getting really annoying. I mean, do you really still have to do this? Now, how old are you? And, like, how much money do you have? Do you really need to make headlines like this? So, so no, it's like I said, it's one of those things where it's starting to run its course, and it's pretty much done. So they as much as we want people to stop feeding into these things, obviously we can't control the media, and they're still gonna hit it because, oh, this is good news, even if it's boring, or it's like, all right, again, like, really. So, but that, and just a few more things. There's still, the dates aren't set yet, but the Sting and Paul Simon tour seems to be shaping up pretty good. And there's also, it's going to happen, and I'm not sure which festival it's going to be, but Outkast is going to be reuniting next year, which would be very interesting, because I'm a big fan of Big Boy and Andre 3000, so...
Are they going to have new music?
That's what it says. So I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that part of it's actually true, not rumor, so... That should be that should be done mid 2014.
All right. Hey, yeah, part 2.
Oh, anything's possible. And there's there's one more. What was it? Let's take a quick look here. I don't think it was something that exciting, but the Outkast is the one that kind of stuck out the most, and was very interested to see that, because, like I said, I mean, I'm a big fan, and I'd like to see them together again. And I did see them at the Area 1 concert probably about 13 years ago now.
Wow.
But that was one that Moby started.
All right.
And I think, yeah, well, I guess the other one just, what's the name? Chris Brown is ordered to spend 9 days in rehab. Well, great. That's not going to do anything. So why are we wasting time with that guy? But that's my wrap up for the music news this week. Now back to your blogs this week. You did a couple movie reviews as well. That besides Las Vegas, you did actually. You know what? Before we get to that, why don't we talk a little bit about your review of Delta Ray's EP, Chasing Twisters?
Okay, Delta Ray they're folk rockers, I guess you would say, but they cover a lot of different genres, so there's no specificity particularly about their music. They put out a new EP, was 5 new songs. Well, there's 3 new songs, and then there's 2 songs from their previous record, Carry the Fire, which I love, and basically they remastered them, and one of the songs that I love from Carry the Fire that they did here for this EP was If I Loved You, and it features Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac, who collaborated with them on this song, and it really shows. It's an outstanding track. I just love the energy. I got the chance to see them perform live, and it was like last year at a concert, and was blown away. They have amazing stage presence, and one of my favorite things is Liz Hopkins, who is one of the lead female vocalists on the group, she sang that song. She sang the song If I Loved You and a song called Unlike Any Other. And when she finished performing it to the crowd, she was like really emotionally moved, and she said, "You guys don't know, but you just made my dreams come true, because I never thought I'd be performing to an audience to be able to sing that song." And it was really moving. She was just really so appreciative of having people who want to listen to her and listen to the band. And so anytime you see that, you're just really rooting for those people to succeed, and I really do think they're going to make it to the big time.
Oh, right on. I've checked out a few of their songs. I haven't had chance to check out everything, but I checked out a few of their songs the other day, and I was actually very impressed with them. So I'm glad you gave me. Well, I read the review, but I want to hear what you said actually in person. What you said about it, because I'm more curious now to check that out. Now the next thing is I want to get to the review of your movie review of Simple Plan from 1998.
Okay, I saw this film for the first time last week. It's showing on HBO all month if people want to check it out there. And basically, this really simple story but it really gets very complicated. Basically, Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton play brothers who, along with a, let's just say, less ambitious individual, stumble upon a crashed plane that has millions of dollars in it. And so the question becomes, do they keep it? Do they go to the police? If they keep it, how far are they willing to go to maintain it within their grasp? And you really don't see a lot of what happens coming. And it really, what sets this movie apart is that it allows the audience to really step into the shoes of these characters and think, wow, that seems like such a simple, it's a gray kind of bad thing to do, but you're seeing where they're coming from, and then slowly, and I mean very gradually, things start to go very wrong, and you don't see it coming because you're so caught up in everything that's, going on currently in this story. So it's really clever, brilliant little thriller, and it's directed by Sam Raimi, who directed the Spider-Man franchise, and it's really cool because it's Coen Brothers-esque, but I'm not a huge Coen Brothers fan, and for me, he sidesteps a lot of things that kind of plague them in terms of keeping an audience engaged long term.
Well, fair enough. I'll definitely have to check that out because admittedly I haven't seen it either. So, but I get plenty of time because as of today I'm on vacation for a week, so it's just really nice. So
sweet.
I'll have a bit more time to do stuff. One other thing I was going to get to is next week, if we get time, I think we should try maybe doing our show on a specific movie director. And I've thought of a couple, but I kind of want to do Mel Brooks. So
okay.
So hopefully we can prepare that for next week. Just trying to think if there's a few more things going on. Tomorrow, obviously, I'll have New Music Saturday, so people are going to tune in for that. And slowly but surely, we're starting to get Christmas tunes for the Christmas season from different bands. So that's going to be interesting to hear their pretty much their own Christmas songs. They're not covers, which should be interesting and be a fun thing to do with that too. And there's just a few more things I was thinking of, and right now I'm blanking on them, so that's not so good.
Well, I'm excited to hear about original Christmas music. I've been saying for years that it is time for the new generation to start coming up with new songs about a very, by now we should be moving along from some of these old staples. I mean, still play them obviously with respect, but invent some new ones. I actually discovered a really cool original Christmas song last year, and was really playing that a lot last year, so I'm trying to think of the artist right now, but it was really good. It was a welcome reprieve from Jingle Bells.
All right. Yeah, actually, I got one last year, too, from a band called The Active Set, and it's called Making Out's the Best Part of Christmas. And it's actually a really decent tune, and Ninja Baby out of the UK is, I think the song is Don't Even Got It Yet, but it's called Moody Christmas, so I'm looking forward to hear that one, too. And there's a few others in the pipeline that should be coming down this way. Now I remember what I want to talk about is, since we talked about a little bit about John Cleese and Monty Python earlier, Monty Python will be getting back together for a show in the new year at the O2 Arena in the UK, which should be something else to see. And I'm not sure whether it's going to be streamed or if they're going to get back together and do a few things yet. That still is yet to be seen. But the confirmation on them getting back together to do at least this one show is set in stone. So obviously it's everyone minus Graham Chapman, R.I.P., because he passed away, I believe it was in '84. And it's a sad thing, but at least the rest of them still together. And obviously they've done a lot of stuff between Michael Palin and Eric Idle and Terry Gilliam, who directed a lot of crazy movies, including Brazil and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And then there's Terry Jones, who's done more like producing and kind of behind the scenes sort of thing, and so it should be very interesting. And the one thing I'm actually going to post, because I was watching it last night, just the Ministry of Silly Walks, which is just one of those ones you just kind of look at, and it's so ridiculous and it's so funny. You just wonder how they even came up with an idea like this. So for Monty Python fans, they will be doing a show next year, and hopefully some new material, because that'd be really cool to see. So that being said, that's pretty much what I've got. And do you have anything else new you're working on right now, Britt?
Should be having some little thing next week talking about some biopics that I would love to see happen, like people through history. I'm going to pick one recent person and a historical figure and just kind of get a spotlight on them, because I know biopics are